Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is just really an intro to the video before we go back and we watch some of the clips that bring us to where we are today. And so basically this video, as you can see from the title, is the journey to marathons, or like marathon journey. I will see what it will be titled. So basically what it is honestly the journey to my husband finishing his marathon. And so we started the journey together, and I think there are some clips in the past videos where you see us training or you see me trying to get back. So what happened is we both were at my dad's marathon. Well, we were at the Cape Town Marathon last year, and it was the second time my dad was doing it, but there was a huge gap between the two times. So I think he did it, I was just gonna lie, years ago. I mean, back then I was still living in Cape Town. Actually, I think we were all living in Cape Town at the time, and he did it in, I think, 5 hours 30 minutes, and then the last time, cramps and all that, so he did it in a bit longer, but he did finish. And honestly, with minimal to no training, just shocking. Okay, but we were all there last year. So me, my sister, her husband, my husband. Was anyone married? I guess so. Like we have been engaged, getting married for the past couple of years now, interchangeably, and so last year September, yeah, I think I was married. She's engaged, I was married, but we were all there as a family, mom, dad, just supporting him, and a couple of other friends. And I think you see that in the videos. You know what, I'm gonna post them anyway because we have been supporting. So my uncle runs, a really close friend of mine also runs, and when we are gone, we usually will support them. And at last year's Cape Town Marathon, we got carried by the vibe. So I think it was me and my sister waiting for my dad to finish, and I was like, you know what, I think we should do it next year. And my sister's like, let's not make decisions when there's hype, like it's harder to follow through if you're following through due to the hype. And I was like, look, I really think it's a great idea. I think we could have a lot of fun. Let's go. And so we decide that we're gonna do it. That's a group thing. We tell our husbands, because they were not too far behind. And we're like, guys, let's do it. They weren't buying into the idea. So they just like, no. But then they hear that Adidas was giving away 2,000 Rand vouchers to anyone who completes the marathon in Adidas. And somehow that gets them into it. Bear in mind, the cost of actually running this thing is so much more than 2,000 Rand that it's not even a good enough reason. But at that point, we're all going to run. It's exciting. Let's do it. That is last year, October. So we were going to be together again in December. We were all going to visit my aunt and uncle. And this is the uncle that runs. So we then decided, you know what? Let's do, like, there was a race. There was a Lesedi race. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do it. But I think I was going to register all of us for a 10K. And then obviously, like, the runners, like my dad and my uncle will do the 21K because there was no full marathon at Lesedi. And we decide to do it. And we have like a group where it's like me, my mom, my aunt, and my sister. And in that group, my mom and my aunt are out there just talking smack, like, oh, wow, we only running 10, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, you know what, guys, to make this easy, everyone send your IDs to me and I will apply for everyone, and then everyone will pay me back. And so I actually applied for the family to run a 21. I then let everyone know. So I didn't surprise them with the 21. I then let everyone know, hey guys, we're running a 21. Let's do it. I don't know when this is. Let's say it's November. Either way, you would assume that we would then start running. When I tell you, other than the people who run anywhere, as I said, my dad and my uncle, no one ran. No one went to a training. No one like started going to the gym. Nothing. We showed up. The good thing is we were all sleeping over at my uncle's place. And so we were, and like they host. So I think the day before he took us on a hike. And because he's like, he runs, you know, he made sure we were carb loading the night before. And we woke up and we went to go run the marathon. And some people did better than others. You know, everyone did better than me. I almost died that day. Like, but so basically, Lesedi, you had to run in 4 hours. Yes. So cutoff is 4 hours for the 21K. And my dad and my uncle were done, I think, in under 2:30. My husband, as I said, first time, no training, has not run anything but a 5K. Okay. And quite frankly, he didn't even run a 5K for months leading up to this, but he did 2 hours 46. My brother-in-law did 3 hours and 5 minutes. He was upset he didn't do 3 hours, which is crazy. I had a lot of issues on the road, and we decided, me, my mom, and my sister, that we were going to run together. And so we, at some point, like, they were moving and they were very consistent. I don't think they stopped running for the whole 21K. I did. I was walking, running, and all of that. And I started getting cramps, okay? And things were just going left. We were still making the cutoff time, but there was a point where the cops are now like trying to get us in the car, you know, like, hey, sissy, the car's right there. I think they just wanted to go home. But anyway, long story very short, we end up finishing last because they fetched everyone who was around us. We had so much help. Honestly, I think I was a bit emotional, so I didn't take videos of like all the people who were there for us at the end. I think I'm going to post some videos here of just us finishing last. And when you're last, there's like ambulances behind you. There's a lot going on. Anyway, around that time, me and my husband joined the Waterfall Run Club. And honestly, it was such a great thing to do because remember, at this point in time, we're still running the Cape Town Marathon. I think my brother-in-law is the first one. He then runs another 21 and finishes in under 3 hours. I think he did 2 hours 45 as well. But I think after that, his knees were like, I'm out the building. And so soon after that, he was just like, guys, I'm done running. He does other sports now, but he's no longer running. So then there was 5. I think deep down we knew my mom wasn't going to run the 42. So let me say then there was 4. And then my sister was going on an international trip with friends. But this is, by the way, when we've already planned our that we are doing this race next year. And the race date is already out. And she plans to leave, I think that the morning, like that Friday morning. So she's like, I'm sorry, guys. She wasn't really sorry, but she's out now. So then there was 3. Soon, I want to say June, I'm like on a training regimen. I'm moving up in Ks, you know, I'm training, I'm going to the weekly trainings. It's moving. And quite frankly, guys, if you are not really a runner, I guess even if you are, but if you're not a runner, joining a run club, especially a large one where like you're not scared of coming last, which is I think another issue some people have. It was a great idea. But then my knees just start. My knees were like, hey, we're leaving the building now. And in my head, I thought, you know what, let me just sit it out for a couple of weeks and then I'll come back. So I sit it out for a couple of weeks. I come back, my knee is still not doing it. This whole time though, my husband is running and he has natural talent. So he is moving. Okay. He is moving. And I come back, it's just not working out. So my friend / coach is like, I think you should see my doctor. So I go to see his doctor, not a random doctor. I go see his doctor. And the doctor's basically like, you should not be running. Your body's not made for running, you know? Which was a bit disheartening, I don't want to lie. But I think around that time, I figured that, like, even if I was going to force it and run, which I still am going to, but that's a story for another day, I just knew that, like, this is now maybe September, like, no, August. And I was like, you know what? October's not going to see a marathon out of me. And at this point in time, I've even bought a Cape Town Marathon ticket. So I then sold it to a friend. So now two, my dad and my husband are going to run it. And so in the video before this one, either it's the one just before or a couple before where I'm prepping for the Cape Town Marathon. Yeah, so you see us preparing to go to Cape Town for the Cape Town Marathon. And that is basically where we begin this video, okay? So in this video, I think I'm going to start by showing some of the memories from Cape Town. As you guys know, that race did not go on. And because we were coming from far, but also because we are just those people who don't like the anxiety of like trying to make it to the race, being late for the race, whatever. By the time that race was cancelled, we were at the starting point. So I think we had just dropped my dad and my husband off, and we had left them with my mom because she can't be walking long distances. And so it was me and my brother-in-law, and we had gone to like park because we were trying to park far enough that like when the road closures come, they don't stop us, because we love to like go to the different places and see them at different places and not just like the start and then we're done, or the end and then we're done. So we do that. But now we're looking for like, where do we park? Because we hadn't started from this point. We had started from the stadium, but this is a different starting point. I'm assuming they're starting at, well, they were trying to start it this year. So we opened the window and we asked the cop, we're like, hey, we're trying to park in a place that doesn't like get blocked, whatever. And the cop was like, I don't really think it matters because it's going to get like, it's canceled. Not we think, he said it's canceled. And me and my brother-in-law are just like, that's ridiculous. And we're like, he's confused. And we drive up the road a bit more. We see another cop. And like now this is like multiple cops. So we stop again and we're like, hey, we need to park, you know. And this cop is like, it doesn't matter. It's canceled. So now we're like, no, man, they're lying. So as we're going now, we keep going. I don't know what we trusted, but we keep going. So now I'm like to him, hey, are we going to tell them? Like, are we going to drop the car, get out the car, and then tell them when we get to the starting line? And he's like, no, man, we don't want to like get them out of the mindset, you know? And now I'm on like Instagram trying to find something, you know? And as I'm doing that, I think we had just parked and we are now walking to the starting point where I see they just post on TikTok. I think it's TikTok and it's a verified account. So I know it's them. And they basically announced that it's cancelled. And we just sort of like, and then I get a call from my husband. And he's like, hey, this thing is cancelled. Have you heard? I'm like, yes. Yes, I heard. He's like, yeah, it's cancelled. And he's looking at them tear it down. I'm like, you're lying. He literally shows me them taking down the starting point. And I even get a call from my other friend, remember Fred / coach. And he's like, did you see? And I'm like, yeah. And he was in such disbelief that I'm like, call Z, because he's at the starting point and things are bad. And so let me actually start with a couple of Cape Town videos. Let's do that. did not really record anything from the moment we realized that it's cancelled. We were very depressed. Unlike the rest of the people who like still went on their run or whatnot, we went home. Everybody took a nap. And I think we only then left the house at like 4 p.m. and took a walk on the promenade. But I mean, it was very disheartening. I think everyone was upset. Why am I saying was? I think everyone is still upset. But either way, we need to do Comrades. So my husband and my dad were going to do Comrades. Well, we know my dad's going to do it because he did it last year. And at this point in time, my husband's like, maybe. But my uncle then goes, hey guys, I really think you should enter Jacaranda because it's going to get booked. This is now going to be everyone's qualifier. People love to qualify at Cape Town. It's cancelled. So this is going to be the next big thing. So my husband enters that, and that's how we end up now planning to go to the Jacaranda Marathon in Pretoria. And basically, from here on out now, we are going to the Jacaranda Marathon. And so I hope you enjoy these next few clips.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So it is now about, this is still off, I need to turn it on, but it is just before 4 o'clock. We've been up for about an hour. We're getting ready for the marathon. We're going to do Jacaranda. I'm hoping I've already posted the Cape Town Marathon vlog, even though it went sideways, and so this is the replacement run basically for my husband to qualify for Comrades. So he's running the full marathon today. And then my dad will be there, but he's only running 21. He will be running the Soweto Marathon in a couple of weeks. And so then I'll pick this up again and we'll do it. And then it does seem like I'm always supporting. So I'll tell you guys, I'll have like a whole video about what's happening with me and marathon prep and all of that. But summary, I'm planning to do one with my sister coming up soon. So yeah, this is my husband's first marathon. I'm going to bring you guys along as much as I can. I don't have the whole team this time. Like usually my whole family's there. So like one of us has the fuel, the other person's like running with him and all of that. So as much as there'll be people there, it might be a one-man show. I don't have my brother-in-law, I don't have my sister, and they are the ones who like one person will record the other person, you know. There's a lot happening in there, those people. A lot of Z's friends will be there. I'll record the whole thing. So we'll see if the friends have their cameras on and everything. But anyway, it's, oh yeah, I got my hair done a couple of weeks ago. You know what? I want to tell you guys when I'm sitting down for that. But yeah, so we've pre-ordered an Uber to Pretoria, and yeah, we're heading there now. See you guys there.
Them to really do much. So we just arrived. Still nighttime. We're actually like over an hour early. My runner. It's very dark, you can't see it. We are here like an hour too early. We did everything we wanted to do. Got the card numbers and stuff.
Send prayers.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Also, I'm posting this way after you've run. At that point, I expect a qualifier for Comrades.
Hey, hold on. There's many chances. The goal is to survive.
The goal is to finish. You are correct. Today's goal is to finish, and then the future marathons. Maybe Johnson Craig. Maybe we'll do like your uncle.
Take it from there.
So yeah, we are literally just watching everyone set up, and just wait for a few people. We do have some friends who are here, but Nzonde doesn't want to go through the process of going all the way to the parking and then coming back.
There's too many cars.
It's not a fun situation. It depends how early he got here. Like if it's one of his cars of these ones, that would be nice. Nah, that man sent me a message just before we arrived.
Oh no,
that was on the road. But yeah, I'll pick you guys up in a bit. You know, yo guys, look at the amount of people.
This is 21:42 only. 21:42 only. 10 kilometer runners do not
Hecked.
Let's go, champ.
Thank you guys.
Let's go, champ.
Now this thing starts. Okay guys, let's open way for the first.
Got you.
Let's come.
Come.
my baby over
Calm,
time.
easy.
I think it's enough here.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
My sister, let's go! Come, let's go, Z! Z, let's go, waterfall! Z, let's go! Let's go, guys! Come on!
Okay, so as you saw, he finished in 4 hours 54 minutes. He started off really well. He hit, I think, 2 hours 15 or less, anyway, at the halfway point. But as I said, it was his first marathon, and so I think he said when he hit 32, it was just a mental block. And we were just lucky enough that my uncle, due to other reasons, was behind him. And so when he caught up, because he was also trying to qualify for the comrades, he found Z and he like trained him to the end. It was absolutely beautiful, and that's why you see them finishing together. And it's one of my favorite videos. Just absolutely beautiful. And so they both qualified, and we're basically now waiting for my dad to qualify. He did do the Soweto Marathon. I didn't really record anything there. It was pouring. It was gloomy. It just, it didn't have that thing of like, we weren't really even that much of supporters. We like dropped them off, got in the car, slept, woke up, saw them finish. I think they're videos though. So I'll show my husband. He did the 21. And I think he did it in 2 hours and 5 minutes according to Strava, I think, and 8 minutes according to something else. But he did personal best in Soweto, which for people who've run it, they say that is like a hectic marathon. And then my dad, he wasn't trying to qualify. Again, no training at all. He ran this thing like my husband believes he's trusting his comrades' lungs from last year. So he ran in 5 hours 25 minutes, or like 5 hours 30 minutes. And that was really good for no training. And anyway, we are gonna run a couple of marathons to qualify. But yeah, so this is, I think I would have already posted a video of him finishing. And then we are back. So me and my sister are back to trying, and we are going to try do a marathon at the end of Feb. We're not necessarily trying to get to comrades level. No, there we will be supporting. But we are trying to finish a marathon, and so I will post a video with like maybe my marathon plan, because we don't have a lot of time. It's December, February is around the corner, and we are still running like 3Ks. So we will see how this goes. But it's going to be exciting. I think it will be really cool to do it with my sister. I don't think I want us to run side by side. I think she has the capabilities to like do it in good time. And I'll aim for like 6.5 hours, you know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.